Milky Mist IPO GMP has jumped to 26 rupees. That means a possible listing gain of around 18.5%. But wait, should you apply before the IPO closes? Or is there a hidden risk? Stay with me because I'll explain everything in just a few minutes. Hello everyone, and welcome to Market Wealth India, your trusted channel for daily IPO updates and reviews. Today, we are unpacking the red herring prospectus for one of the most awaited mainboard IPOs of August 2026, the Milky Mist Dairy Food Limited IPO. Let's jump right into the business, the financials, and figure out if you should apply or avoid.
To keep this explainer crisp, we're going to cover 5 key areas today: the company background, the exact IPO offer details, the pre-IPO placement mechanics, where they plan to use all this money, and of course, the key risk factors you absolutely need to know.
All right, let's start with Section 1, company background and history, and the evolution of this huge dairy brand.
Now, Milky Mist is one of India's leading dairy and value-added food companies, but it certainly wasn't an overnight success. It actually started way back in 1998 as a simple partnership firm called MMD Dairy. They rebranded to Milky Mist in 2006, incorporated as a private limited company in 2014, and just recently converted to a public limited company to make this exact IPO happen. It's a classic story of steady, systematic growth.
Today, they are a massive household name. They manufacture everything from paneer and cheese to butter, yogurt, and ice cream. And they've built this incredible farm-to-retail business model, procuring milk directly from over 67,000 farmers across the region. This strong brand identity is exactly what they're bringing to the public markets.
Moving on to Section 2, let's decode the IPO offer details, specifically the size and the important dates.
Okay, so this is a big one. The prospectus outlines a total offer size of up to 15,530 million rupees, which is roughly 1,553 crore. What I really like seeing here is that the vast majority of this, up to 14,280 million, is a fresh issue. This means almost all the money is going directly into the company for growth, not just into the founders' pockets. The remaining 1,250 million is an offer for sale by the promoters.
Mark your calendars because the timeline is super tight. Anchor investors get to bid on August 10th, and then the offer opens to the public on Tuesday, August 11th, and closes on Thursday, August 13th. The face value is 2 rupees per share, and for retail investors, the price band is set at 133 to 140 rupees, meaning your minimum investment for one lot of 107 shares will be around 14,980 rupees.
Handling a massive IPO like this is no joke, so Milky Mist has brought on some major industry heavyweights as book-running lead managers, specifically JM Financial and Axis Capital, to keep everything running smoothly. Next up, Section 3. Let's talk about the pre-IPO placement mechanics and how they adjusted the fresh issue.
Before this prospectus even hit the public, Milky Mist made a very strategic move. They executed a pre-IPO placement, issuing shares at exactly 139 rupees and 76 paise per share. Notice how closely that aligns with the upper end of the current price band?
Through this early placement, they successfully raised 3,570 million rupees. Because they locked in this capital early, they actually reduced the size of their upcoming fresh issue down to the current 14,280 million figure. It was a really smart play to secure a huge chunk of funding right off the bat and reduce the burden on the public offering.
All right, Section 4, the planned use of proceeds. Basically, where's all this cash actually going once they get it?
The RHP is super clear on this. First up, repayment of borrowings. This is absolutely crucial because Milky Mist currently has a relatively high debt-to-equity ratio of 3.61, so cleaning up that balance sheet is a top priority. Second, they're expanding their massive parent-dairy manufacturing facility. Third, they're aggressively pushing their retail presence by deploying more coolers and freezers right into stores. And the rest goes to general corporate purposes.
Going public also gives them major intangible benefits, like enhancing their brand visibility and creating a permanent public market for their shares. And honestly, their recent financials support this timing perfectly. Their revenue recently jumped to over 3,145 crore, with net profits almost tripling to 127 crore. Plus, they boast a really healthy return on equity of over 32%, so the business growth story is definitely there.
But we always have to keep it real. Let's move to Section 5, the key risk factors and potential operational vulnerabilities. We have to look at the full picture. This quote right from the risk factors says it all.
Our manufacturing operations are dependent on the supply of large amounts of raw milk. It's an absolute dependency, guys. Despite their massive factories and rapid financial growth, they are entirely tied to the agricultural supply chain. Any disruption with their farmers, weather, disease, logistics, literally cascades through their entire product line.
Also, since this is their first public offering, there's obviously no guarantee of a sustained trading market once they list. And while we praised their revenue growth a minute ago, it's worth noting their profit margin, is only around 4.05%. So their profits are actually quite thin despite the high sales volumes. You really need to balance that strong growth story with these underlying financial realities.
So it leaves us with this fascinating dynamic. How do you weigh their highly capitalized, aggressive expansion plans against their total dependency on raw milk supply and those thin profit margins? It's the ultimate balancing act for any large-scale dairy business. So, what's the final verdict? Should you apply? Well, if your goal is just listing gains, that current 26 rupee GMP is definitely encouraging. But remember, GMP is unofficial and can flip before listing. If you're a long-term investor, the brand strength and expansion plans are super interesting, but you've got to keep an eye on those debt levels. Now, I want to hear from you. Will you apply for the Milky Mist IPO? Comment, apply, or skip below and tell me exactly why. Thank you so much for joining me on Market Wealth India today. Please make sure to read the full red herring prospectus yourself.